Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here with Natasha, who is an expert in nail and beauty extraction, and she works for Vodex, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard of. So she's going to walk us through why it's so important to invest in a really good quality fume and dust extraction solution for the nail desk. It's something that you can't really compromise on, and I'm sure many would agree. So we're going to walk through that. If you've got any questions, please do ask them, and we will ask them to Natasha throughout. So Natasha, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. We'll dive right in. So for maybe those new to the nail industry, or that have maybe decided to take a bit of a career change throughout the last 12 months, why is it so important to have fume and dust extraction at the nail desk?
Sure. Okay. So what we've kind of found over the years really is that when you train to be a nail technician or any beauty technician, you're kind of not being told about the possible hazards of long-term exposure to ultimately the dust and the fumes, which there are dust and fumes with pretty much all nail treatments, whether you do acrylic, which is obviously quite fumey, or gel. There is still some sort of smell, vapor to gel, even though it may not be kind of harmful to you. So that's we've kind of been up against it all along. It's much better now. We're finding that education establishments are kind of informing people about the possible dangers through long-term exposure. So it's kind of knowing that now, and us kind of aiding that is helping the situation, because people are far more aware of it. But what we did find is, for a long time, technicians who have done this for their career for 10-15 years or more were finding that their health was starting to deteriorate because they had already been doing it for so long without no extraction. Mm-hmm. So the key really is to get that point across. Obviously not do any fear mongering, because we're not here to try and sell your product just to get your money. It's actually, there's a reason behind it, and to kind of teach you about that and try and educate you as to why you should have something from the get-go to try and, you know, stop anything happening for those period of years. That's kind of why we do it. So obviously with nail treatments, there is dust, whether it's the natural nail bed, which has keratin and other bits and bobs in, you can inhale it, or whether it's the acrylic, so the gels, that the actual chemicals you're putting on the nails, you obviously, that turns into a dust, and obviously you then have the vapors on top. So yeah, the importance really is for us to get the education out there, to allow the technicians to kind of make their own informed decision about purchasing it and kind of wanting to aid their own health over long-term exposure, really.
Because there's so many problems that can be caused from this build-up. Imagine daily work of you know, filing and being there in close proximity. Obviously now, yes, masks have to be worn in the salon due to the pandemic, but you still can't have all of this dust floating about the nail desk. You've got respiratory problems can be caused from that, and I think some research has proved that sometimes the fumes have the potential to cause, you know, birth defects in women, because they can be quite damaging over time, as you've mentioned. So it is so important to have that kind of facility there. But how does it actually work? How do the models work in extracting those fumes and that dust?
Sure. So there's kind of key points to consider when you're looking for something for your salon. So you have to think logically. There's so many products out there. There's, you know, you can get 10-20 pound things that sit on your desk, to products like ours that cost a little bit more money, but there's a reason behind that. There's kind of so many products ranging in different prices, but you've got to think logically. Something this small that's going to sit on your desk, where's the dust going? Where is the fumes going? What's it actually doing? So you have to do your homework, think logically as to actually, yes, nice and cheap and small, but that really will not do the job it's designed to do. So again, I mentioned the long-term exposure. Our products that we provide are designed to get rid of airborne dust and vapours, which I'll go on to the different types of dust in a minute. It's designed to take away from your breathing zone so you don't inhale it for that long-term exposure. So on a day-to-day, probably not too bad. You shouldn't be breathing it in ideally, but you know, day-to-day every so often. But that day-to-day, months, years, that is when you're going to see problems. And we've had customers come to us with skin rashes. It almost looks like burns on their face, but skin rashes, coughs, headaches, respiratory problems, and after they've kind of been educated and have purchased one of our units and had it running for a few days, their symptoms have either completely gone or dramatically decreased. So preventative measures are key. After the long-term exposure, if you then develop these symptoms, it's harder to then kind of get rid of them again, because your body has built up that allergic reaction as such to the dust and vapors. So this is why education and just trying to inform the nail technicians as they start out, or as close as possible to, you know, to get something in place. So I go back to the little units that sit on your desk. You can lift them up, you can shake them, you can do whatever to them. Where's all this dust and vapors going? So the key thing to remember for effective extraction is it's going to need to be a certain size, unfortunately, to capture all this stuff and contain it. The airflow is going to need to be of a certain speed. Need a certain amount of air pressure to, again, extract efficiently. And then the most important thing is the filtration within it. So again, I can come on to that in a bit more detail in a minute, but they're kind of the main things really that you want to look for when purchasing something.
Fantastic. And the models that you offer, if you talk us through those and how they work, and with the filters as well, how often they should be changed, and the practicalities of owning one of these units.
Sure. Okay, so we offer a couple of different units. We, as a company, started nearly 10 years ago. So we have kind of not a lower class unit, but a unit that will do a certain job, which is our Pure Beauty unit. But since a couple of years ago, we've brought our own unit out that does a little bit more. And it just gives you a bit more freedom within the salon. So that's our Salon Air units that a lot of people have probably heard of. So our Salon Air unit comes with an extraction arm as standard. You can upgrade the capture accessory to our file away or filer tray. So the file away is a desktop pod that can sit on any existing desk, glass, marble, wood, anything like that. The filer tray can get built into a desk. Obviously, glass, marble, probably not doable. So it doesn't matter what capture accessory you go for, apart from if you use our dreaded friend, the e-file. We recommend probably having the extraction arm, just because the amount of dust it can generate, it's an awful lot. The extraction arm does a pretty good job at trying to remove as much as possible. So the filters within the Salon Air unit, now we have just upgraded them recently. We have the basically a capture box, and that's to contain the heavier bits of dust. Underneath that we have the H13 HEPA filter. Now HEPA filters are high efficiency filters. They are made of a pretty high grade material. Basically this just means that it can capture very, very, very small particles. We talk about dust in particle sizes. Large sizes are anything from, well, bigger than 100 microns or down to 70, which is that of just one strand of a human hair is around 70 to 80 microns. If you obviously get one of your hairs and see how thin it is, that's actually pretty small. HEPA filters can capture dust particles down to 0.1 micron. So most of the time we can't see those sizes with the naked eye, it would be under a microscope. And then the third filter in there is the carbon filter, which is for any vapours flying around. So I touch upon the micron sizes there for dust particles. This is one of the main things we are up against quite a lot. I mentioned the e-file as well. Now, within nail treatments, there is a lot of dust generated, even more so with an e-file. I say about educating people and informing people, extraction units are not designed to give you a clear working area. They are designed to remove the potentially harmful airborne dust and vapours from your breathing zone. So extraction units are designed to obviously try and aid and prevent any health problems in the future from your career. Cheaper units don't have the filtration in there and aren't designed to do that either. So there's a lot of questions about the difference between dust collectors, which are the smaller desk type pods, to an extraction unit that work in a completely different way.
Yeah.
Dust collectors are designed to kind of pull down heavier dust, which is the 70 to 100 microns or bigger. That's kind of anything that falls when you're grinding or filing with the e-files and hand files, anything that falls straight down, that's classed as heavy dust or dropout dust. Extraction units aren't designed to capture this size dust, although we would absolutely love to say it sucks everything up. We can provide you with a much larger, noisier and expensive unit that will do that, but obviously in salon environments it's just not viable. Yeah. So we kind of have to continue to work with constraints with size and noise and cost to try and give you a product that will do the job that it's designed to do, which is to protect your health rather than give you a kind of a clean working environment.
Fantastic. And I think we've got a couple of pictures actually of the Vodex solution. So bear with me. I'm just going to share a picture of, this is the Salon Air unit available from Vodex. So it sits at the side of the desk, arm over.
Yep, so that in that picture there, that was the flexi hose for the file away desktop pod that sits on top of a desk.
Okay.
But yeah, generally the units are small enough to fit just underneath your desk, just to the side. It obviously needs to be as close as possible as you can to where you're working, but they're not too big to be, you know, an eyesore stuck in the middle of the room.
Brilliant. And the second picture that we've got is of the file away in a gorgeous hot pink colour.
Oh yeah.
So I think that would be popular with quite a few of our readers, and e-files being used here. Yep.
Yep. So as I mentioned earlier, the Salon Air can come with a different number of capture accessories. It comes as standard with the bamboo extraction arm, which you can position in the best place for you, basically. That's why I say it's kind of better for e-file use, because you can position it where you're using the e-file as close as possible to get as much of that dust and debris as well as the airborne stuff it's generating. The file away and the filer tray capture accessories are underneath your working hands, so it draws the air downwards.
Fantastic stuff. And you mentioned earlier, Vodex has been going for quite a while, so you all know your stuff. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the history of Vodex and how you came to know what you do and why you're such an expert in these extraction solutions?
Sure. Okay, so yes, Vodex started nearly 10 years ago now. We're a family-run business, primarily with other Vodex team members who have joined along the way. So I'm Natasha, my sister is Paris, who is currently on maternity leave. We are the daughters of Paula and Paul, who are the directors of the business. So our mum got made redundant in 2009, I think it was, whenever the last kind of recession was. She obviously liked to get her nails done, and she went in a salon one day, was getting her nails done, was just like, the smell in here is god awful, she had a headache coming out of it. I mean, us women, the things we go through to get our nails done, eyelashes, God knows what, we go through it all. But so she came out of there, just kind of was discussing it with our stepdad, and he was like, well, you know, why don't you do something about it? Why don't we, you know, try and get these extraction units to try and take away the smell and the dust? And basically that's kind of where it started. So mum, as I say, she lost her job. She started Vodex in our garage at home. And then Paul then joined, I think a year or two later. And then, yeah, they just kind of built the company up. I've been there for 5 years this year, amazingly. And yeah, so it's just kind of built from strength to strength. So beauty is obviously just one of our industries we supply to. We are fume and dust extraction specialists by trade. That's all we do. We don't sell other beauty bits. We're just fume and dust extraction. Aerospace, NHS, dentists, podiatry, jewelry manufacturers, any industry, any kind of job that needs or has a requirement to get rid of any dust, sparks, fumes, smoke, anything like that, that's what we do. It's really hard when you explain to people kind of what industry or what Vodex is. It's really hard to try and make it upbeat, because ultimately it's kind of like a health and safety requirement. It's something you need, not necessarily that you want. So it's always a struggle to try and kind of make what we do fun, but we're a good team. And yeah, we do, every day is different. We could have, you know, a crematory come on, or we could have Formula One ring up, you know, it's any industry. It is very diverse, but we do have a lot of fun.
And it's so imperative, isn't it, as well? And I think as a company, you've been, your beauty division has been involved in so many amazing things in the industry as well. I know you supported Nail Safari last year.
Yes.
And you're supporting Scratch in a big way as well. And it's great to see a company that is kind of making these kind of things accessible and doing something to really champion clean air within our industry, and clean air on the whole, which is obviously so important right now.
Yes.
So no, it's fantastic news, and the giving doesn't stop there, does it? Because you've got quite an interesting raffle coming up, which is very exciting. Do you want to tell us about that?
Sure, yeah. So each year we kind of want to do something for Christmas, for a charity or something like that. But this year, obviously, for everyone, it's been an absolutely god-awful year. Everyone tries to remain upbeat and do whatever you can. So this year, because obviously a lot of people would have lost their jobs and things like that, money's going to be a big issue. We decided to hold a raffle, a giveaway raffle. So if you buy, it's £10 a ticket, you can buy as many tickets as you like. And we are going to give a Salon air unit with whatever capture accessory you choose to the lucky winner. And all proceeds will be going to Wave 105's Mission Christmas Crash Kits. And yeah, so we're going to go, I think it's on the 22nd or something, all the proceeds we're going to go to Smith's, our local Smith's toy store, buy a load of toys and donate them at our local drop-off. So hopefully we can help some children this Christmas get Christmas presents.
Oh, that's wonderful. And it's such great causes there. And also I think if anyone watching this hasn't got an extraction solution at the moment, you know, try your luck, buy a couple of raffle tickets for £10 each and see if you can win that amazing prize, which is worth, I think, over £700, which is incredible. So like we said, it's so necessary to have this effective fume and dust capture. And yes, there are options up there, but you know, Vodex has been going for 10 years now and has a storied history behind it. So I think if there are any questions following this live, then feel free to put them below, and I'm sure Natasha, you'll be happy to answer them after the live. But also in the meantime, if you follow Vodex Beauty Extraction on Instagram and Facebook and build up that following even more, questions I'm sure can be asked on there as well.
Yeah, no, I think that's the nice thing about being a smaller company. We do try our best as much as possible to, you know, answer anyone on social media or answer email. Like, I'm on my emails till like 11 o'clock sometimes, just emailing people, and I'm like, this is really sad. But we try and get back.
Not much else to do at the moment.
Well,
so.
that's very true. Very true.
But so, and health and safety first, isn't it? So that's
exactly.
Brilliant.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
No
and yeah, like we mentioned, buy some raffle tickets, everyone that's watching. And
yes, please.
Please do it for Cash for Kids, and yeah, make someone's Christmas, and see if Vodex can make your Christmas as well.
Yes.
The amazing prize. So thank you so much, Natasha.
Thank you for having me.
And we will speak soon. You can read more about Vodex in Scratch Magazine. Cheers.
Bye.